are back at Lane Stadium. A good start for Miami, but a brand new era of Virginia Tech football has now begun because James Franklin is the new head coach. Thanks so much for coming up, spending some time with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good to see you again, man.
Great to see
How you. Feel? You look good in this color. It looks nice.
The maroon brings out my eyes, they tell me.
I heard you say that earlier.
You know, there's a lot of movement in the world of college football, head coaching-wise, and your name could have been and probably was brought up with a lot of jobs, and yet you thought this marriage immediately was the right place for you and the right place for Virginia Tech. Why?
Well, I think the first thing is they were very aggressive from the beginning. They had a plan in place. It wasn't like, let's work through this together. They already had a plan in place, which I think was very helpful in the process. And at the end of the day, it's what you see around here. There's great passion and support for this place, has been for a long time. And now it's my job and our job to get this program back where everybody wants it to be.
James, one of the people who are responsible for the passion that exists around here is Coach Frank Beamer. And you made it a point to seek out his blessing before you accepted this job, which I thought was fascinating and I thought was really cool. Like, can you kind of explain, like, why that was so important to you to do that?
Well, I think it's the point you just made. First of all, I've gotten to know Coach Beamer for a long time on the Nike trip and just following his career, obviously. I got a ton of respect for what he's been able to do across his career, but also specifically, obviously, here at Virginia Tech. So I wanted to call him to pay respect, number one.
Right.
He built this program. Everybody loves him and his family. So I called my father-in-law, Sonia Allah, and asked for his blessing to marry his daughter. I've done it twice now. I called Frank Beamer. I said, Coach, I'm about to make this decision, and before I do, I want your blessing to make sure you would be comfortable with me taking over your program. And him and his wife were phenomenal. I called him 3 times. He didn't answer the phone. I called his wife.
You were starting to wonder?
Yeah, I called his wife. She answered, and then it was great.
Yeah, you know what are your priorities when you're thinking about building a powerhouse program in 2026? What do you need?
Well, I also think part of it is where are you at? Sometimes when maybe you are in the South or the West Coast or in the Northeast, you have to build your program differently. If you're dealing with the snow, if you're dealing with the rain, the cold weather, that should factor into how you operate. But obviously, you see the weather here today. This is good because I don't have a whole lot of insulation on my head, and neither do you.
That's for sure.
So I'm enjoying that. But yeah, I think when you talk about the wide receiver position, no different than a corner. If you feel like you can lock people down at corner, it allows you to get an extra man in the box to defend people. No different on offense. If they are scared of your wide receivers and they got to remove a safety, it helps your run game. The other thing is a running back's typically going to have to make 2 to 3 guys miss or break tackles to go 80. A wideout, 1 or 2 guys make miss and go 80, and those guys can change the game like that.
I thought that conversation when we had that, I went back and I was thinking, man, he's got a great point right there. And you see it now. You see it reflected in the salaries that guys are making at the NFL level at wide receiver.
Correct.
And how some of the guys in college football, these young wide receivers are coming in and just taking the game by storm immediately.
Well, I think that's the other factor that I don't know if people truly understand. I mean, people that live the college football life understand it, but there's just such a wide gap in how people are operating now. This is not the 85 scholarships, right? You're talking about some programs with between $40 and $45 million in NIL rosters. You got other programs at 15, right?
Yeah.
So this is very different than the days of 85 scholarships. And for the most part, at least above the table, a level playing field.
I got you.
Miami gets the stop on downs. We're going to let you go and enjoy the rest of the game. Thanks a lot for the time. Appreciate it.
So bad.
Hey, it's pretty good, but you got about a decade or 2 to get down there and make a difference.
That's right.
Good to see you, Coach.
So much.
Absolutely.
Thanks a million.
Thanks, guys.
All righty.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast, run fast, run